Good morning. It's been some time since I've last been up here to Malanaphy Springs. Yeah, in fact, I think it was when I came up here with a buddy. And that was in the fall. So today I'm up here, I'm going to take a hike, see if we've got any scenic views with the ice. Maybe ice, I don't know, there's plenty of moving water here. Anyway, take a look, see if we've got any scenic views here in the winter. Just explore Malanaphy Springs for a while and see what I can find. So let's go for this hike. Join me, and we'll see how picturesque it is on February 2nd on Groundhog Day. Let's go for this hike. I think it's a pretty safe bet to assume that far fewer people come out here this time of year than they do during the warm weather months. I know I'm doing it mostly because it's supposed to be near record warmth today. Wanted to get out and go for a good hike and see something different. Maybe see some moving water. But I don't expect I'll see as many people as I would see on a summer day. I guess time will tell. I do know that the path, these rocks, are a bit slippery, but it's still doable. Without leaves on the trees, I'm seeing rocky limestone outcroppings that I don't remember seeing as clear before. And I'm wondering if in a few months, if maybe along there might not be some nice spring wildflowers that you don't see just everywhere. They're visible in the warm weather months when the leaves are here, but not to the extent they are today. They're really quite pretty. When I did some research on Malanaphy Springs on the internet, I found that there are several hundred, or a couple hundred, maybe several hundred different species of vascular plants here that have been documented. If I could see just a small percentage of them, and maybe some that aren't common just everywhere, that'd be a real treat. And I recognize that won't happen today, but hey, we're already into February. It won't be long, and the landscape will start to green up, and then maybe I'll find some things. For example, right here, this is last year's, but that's hepatica leaves. That 3 leaves, that purple one and the green ones here, they come after the blossoms. So I know I'm gonna have to come up here again. Maybe I'll bring my friend who's not so, well, he's just not as well versed or comfortable, and maybe I can get him more comfortable if we hike back here again. That same research that told me about the number of plants out here also told me that the distance from the parking area to the actual springs is about a 1-mile hike, which I guess I didn't realize it was that long. I knew it was a ways, but I didn't realize it was that long. But it's this type of trail, easy to hike, wide, you're not going to get lost, and it's worth it when you get there. Here along this dead tree, we've got some fungi. Not sure what they are. I'm gonna have to look them up. But I do think they're worth taking pictures of. Maybe one, maybe more. But the colors today are so rich. It's wet or damp. It's a cloudy day. We don't have harsh shadows. So it'd be a good day to document the the fungi here on this moss-covered log. I'm not sure when it happened, but sometime in the not too distant past, I developed a real interest in the fungi. There's so many different fungi that are around us. I think there's just got to be an untold number of those, breaking things down and parasitizing and adding color and shapes and textures to our landscape. Anyway, so when this interest developed, I've now been stopping and shooting pictures of fungi and mushrooms more often. What I found is a regular walk is longer than it used to be, just because there's so many of them to look at. It's very similar to when I go for a drive and I see lots of birds. Now when I go for walks, I see fungi and I have to stop and shoot pictures. I guess there could be worse things in the world. I no sooner get done talking about the fungi and how they slow me down, and I come upon this. So I guess I'll be shooting a few more pictures. I'm really surprised by the number of last year's hepatica leaves that I'm finding today. This trail must be really colorful in early spring. The hepaticas will pop out, be one of the first ones to pop out about the time that the spring beauties come up, and a few others. And the hepaticas are really, I think, dainty, delicate flowers, but they're so pretty. I'm seeing lots of leaves here, so I know I'm going to be making a trip back up here, take a look at them in the spring. It's such a surprise that it's so warm today on February 2nd, and I don't even know if the groundhog or the woodchuck or the whistle pig or whatever we want to call it, I don't even know if it saw its shadow. Plus, I don't really care. I don't believe it anyway. But it's kind of a fun little thing. But boy, is it nice out today. It's so comfortable. As I maneuver down the trail here, we've got some trees that have fallen. The nice thing is I can hear water already from the spring. If I can make it down there without breaking my arm or my leg falling, it'd be great. I think I will, but I'm getting closer. Like I said, I can hear it. I don't know that the mic will be picking it up, but I can hear it already. And look at all this damage to this down tree. I would guess that's from woodpeckers. The down trees have bugs and food in it, and the woodpeckers know it. I don't know if they hear it or how they know it, but they know it. I would guess that's woodpecker damage. That's all right. They need to eat. It's a down tree anyway. Let's break it down. Whoa. That was slippery. And here we are, coming up on the springs. They'll look a lot different today compared to when everything is green. But here is Malanaphy Springs. The waterfall is down there, and then it actually starts way up on top there. And I don't know if I'm going to climb up there today or not. I am going to take a look and maybe get some small macro studies of waterfalls since I'm close. And the colors are nice today. Let's go take a look. This steady flow of water is so relaxing. I've got an idea for a possible composition. It's going to require flying the drone from here where I've got a little bit of open air through spindly little branches to look at the water as it's coming down the slope here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I don't know. We'll see. If I'm successful without crashing the drone, I will share the image now. Well, I got the picture. I don't know if it means anything or not, other than I was able to successfully fly the drone through all the brush and not debris, but the spindly little branches, the obstacles. During the entire time of shooting that or flying that, the alarms were going off right and left on my controller. It was worth a try. It wasn't exactly the picture that I wanted. I was hoping for one from almost down at river level, but I was not able to see my flight path to know that I didn't have weeds, tall weeds, branches, whatever, that were gonna catch a propeller and crash me. And that shot isn't worth that risk. So I didn't go all the way to the bottom. But you did see what I was able to do, and so be it. Now I'll try to get over this again without falling. After hiking down to the waterfall, shooting some pictures along the way, and certainly shooting some moving water pictures, I'm now going to make my way back to the truck. As I mentioned earlier, it's about a mile walk. Pleasant, no problems. It should be easy to do. I did have two other people come down here while I was at the higher point photographing moving water. They had a dog and they had made the journey down here as well. So I'm not the only one who thought this might be a good day to hike out to Malanaphy Springs. For those wondering how I photographed the moving water and made it silky smooth like cotton candy, I had two different lenses, so I could shoot close and I could shoot a wider shot. And then I stopped that lens down, so it's a small lens opening, small aperture, which then requires a longer shutter speed. And on some of the pictures, I also put on a circular polarizer, which when rotated will reduce or nearly take away all of the glare from the gray sky and make the rocks appear more black. And when you do that, you also lose light, which requires an even longer shutter speed. The longer the shutter speed, the more silky the moving water or anything that's moving, the more silky the movement will be. And in this case, it was intentional. I wanted it to be silky. Did I go too far? Did I not go far enough? I don't know. I'll find out when I look on the computer. I forgot to mention when I was describing the process for the moving water and the long exposures, I did have my camera on a tripod. So the camera is rock solid. The only movement should be either the water, or I did notice in a couple of compositions, there was some vegetation nearby that was moving. And I don't know if the movement of that vegetation will make the picture a failure or objectionable or not. I don't know. Well, I'll find that out on the computer. But you do have to if you're going to do those long exposures, you're going to need a tripod. And I know on some cell phones they have some features that let you do the long exposures without a tripod, but generally you're going to want a tripod for the really long exposures. Carrying a tripod is not one of my favorite tasks in life anymore. I used to carry a Manfrotto or Bogan aluminum tripod with a squeeze type ball head thing that in itself weighed almost 2 pounds. Recently I switched to a carbon fiber K&F travel tripod. It'll fold up and fit in the suitcase. Is it as stable as that Manfrotto Bogan? Nope, but it's a whole lot lighter. And I find that carrying a lighter tripod and working with its limitations is better than leaving the tripod home because it's so heavy. So just my thoughts on tripods. I have safely made it back to the truck. As far as I know, I didn't drop anything. I'll confirm that when I go through my backpack here. I didn't crash the drone. I didn't fall. And I have a pretty good idea I might have come home with a nice picture or two. Knowing that, I'd ask, please don't click away right away, because I will add some pictures at the end if I've got some, which I suspect that I do. If you like these kind of videos, I would ask that you consider subscribing and click the like button so the YouTube algorithm will send this to other people. With that, I do thank you for watching.